This is Jimmy and Nancy Heath, grandparents of Jody Lemons. What year were you born in?
1944.
What year were you born in?
1945, March 5th.
Jimmy Heath, what was it like living at home with 8 children in the house, counting yourself?
Well, when you went to the table to eat, you better eat, because didn't you wouldn't have nothing left.
Where did everyone sleep? Did they have their own rooms? Or
The girls had theirs.
The girls had theirs and the boys had their rooms.
What were the chores and who did what? Did the girls work inside and do different work from the guys?
Yes, the girls worked inside and the boys worked outside in the tobacco and all.
What were the meals like at your house? Did your mom cook, or did y'all go out and eat, or?
No, Mom cooked all the time. We had pintos and taters.
What about groceries? Did y'all go to the grocery store? Or?
No, we raised most all our food.
Where did you get your flour and grain and stuff?
From the wheat that we raised, we'd carry it to the mill and have it ground to get the flour and stuff.
How much flour did you get when you did go to the mill?
Most of the time, Daddy got 100 pounds when he went to get it.
Have you always lived in Stokes County?
Yes.
Was there, how did you guys heat and air your house?
With wood heaters, and we raised the windows to get air to cool off.
How did you guys bathe?
In a washing tub.
Was that outside or inside?
Inside.
Did you have cold water or did you heat the water up?
We had to heat the water.
Did y'all have a car?
Daddy had a truck.
Was that the only car y'all had?
Yes.
When did you get TV and radio?
After me and my wife was married.
When did you begin to drive anything?
When I was about 9 years old.
What was that?
I'd drive Daddy's truck around on the farm and all, and tractors and all.
What did you do for fun on the weekends?
Do what?
What did you do for fun on the weekends? Did you ride your bike places or?
Yeah, well, me and Rayvon would ride the bicycles up and down the road.
Did you ever go to the movies?
Once in a while we'd go to Walnut Cove to the walk-in.
How many pairs of clothes and shoes did you get a year?
2 pair of pants and 1 pair of shoes.
And that had to last you the whole year?
Whole year, yeah.
Did your mom make the clothes or did y'all buy them?
We bought the overhaul pants.
Did you ever see a doctor?
Once in a while the doctor would come to the house.
Do you ever recall a time when you yourself had to go to the doctor? Or had to have the doctor come to you?
Yeah, when I was in a car wreck and I broke my nose, and then Dr. Simpson come to the house where we was at.
How did you get haircuts?
My daddy cut them.
At your house, were you disciplined?
Yes.
How were you disciplined?
With a switch.
Compared to now, what was the prices of gas and food like?
Well, gas back then was 22 cents a gallon. And food, well, coffee, we bought it in gallon cans of Louisiana coffee.
Okay. What grade did you start school?
First.
What school did you start at?
Germantown.
When you were in school, did they have it split up, or did one school go from first grade to 12th grade?
One school went from first to 12.
Was it an all-white school?
Yes, there weren't no blacks in the school with us.
And where was there a black school close by?
In Walnut Cove, London school.
Could boys and girls play together at recess?
Yes, yes,
Were you disciplined in school?
yes.
How did they discipline you?
With a paddle and with a ruler over your hand.
So the principal was allowed to hit
Give
you
you a
with the paddle.
paddling, yes.
How did you get to school?
We rode the bus.
Was there a lot of people that rode the bus?
Yes, yes.
What grade did you get to in school?
10th.
And you didn't finish?
No.
Why didn't you finish school?
I quit to help work on the farm.
Other than working in tobacco, what was your first job?
Priming tobacco.
That was your first job?
Yeah, when me and my brother used to prime tobacco for people.
Who in particular would you prime tobacco for? Anyone that needed help?
Yeah, the Wattses over around Germany.
What type of wages did they pay?
50 cents an hour.
Was that good during that time, or?
Yeah, that was pretty good. 50 cents an hour back then was pretty good money.
Other than tobacco, when did you start a different job?
I went to work for Bert Smith, running the dozer at $1.50 an hour.
And did you have to have any training before you started running the bulldozer, or?
No, I'd already worked for my daddy's son.
So you didn't have to have a certificate just because you had worked for your dad.
No.
He thought you could.
No.
How often did you have to work?
5 days a week.
And you were off?
On Saturday and Sundays.
What did you do in your time off?
Just play around on the farm and ride my bicycle with me and my brother.
Did you save your money, or did you spend it all once you got your paycheck?
We saved part of it and give it to Mama.
How old were you when you moved out of your house?
17.
Why'd you move out?
I went to stay with my sister.
Did she live close by, or was she?
Yes, she lived close by us.
How did you meet Grandma?
We was at the walk-in. When we'd go to the walk-in, I met her down there. I'd sit and pull her hair.
Tell us the story about how you quit your job to work at the job where Grandma worked at.
I was working in Roanoke, Virginia, and I wanted to date with her, and so I just quit my job, went to work at the cotton mill, and when I got a date with her, I quit back at the cotton mill, went back to my old job. Drove back and forth from Roanoke to see her.
When did y'all get married?
1965.
How old were you?
20.
When y'all got married, did y'all first get a house, or did y'all have one before?
No, we moved in with her mom and daddy.
Were you both employed at the time?
Yes, yes.
I worked currently.
When did y'all get your first house?
And probably 1970.
Did y'all have a house before y'all had your first child?
Yes, yes.
once you had kids, was it easier to get stuff done around the house, or was it harder having to pay for things that they needed?
Yes, it was harder to raise young'uns back then.
About your business, how old were you when you started your business?
45.
So you kind of worked in tobacco and at other jobs before you started your own business?
Right, that's right.
Did you start your business with someone?
My brother, Rayvon, me and him started it together.
Where did you get the money to start your business?
We bought it from a bank in Pilot Mountain.
How much, do you remember how much you had to borrow just to start the business?
$50,000.
Who gave you the idea to start a business, or was that just something you and your brother wanted to do?
Well, Daddy used to have a bunch of equipment, and so we helped him, and then we decided to go in business for ourselves.
Was it hard having a family and a business?
No, not really, because my family backed me with the business.
So you still had time to spend at home with your family?
Right. We just run the business most of the time 5 days a week, and we was off Saturday and Sunday.
As time progressed and times changed, was it harder to run your business once, like, all the gas prices started going up and the prices for everything started going up?
Well, it was. When everything, the gas prices and the fuel started going up, it was hard to stay in business.
Because you had to have fuel for pretty much anything that you were going to work with.
Right.
Compared to the living cost and how it was living back then to how it is now, would you say it's easier or harder to live now than it was back then?
It's harder to live now because, both of you have to work to make a living today.
Would you say just it's harder to get a job now because the education
Right.
stuff you need?
Right, yeah. You've got to really have an education.